Hey lovelies, how's everybody doing today? I'm going to do a little tutorial on how I curl my hair. I'm going to start by prepping my hair with the amazing Repair and Shine Secret Serum. I like this serum a lot because it protects your color and keeps your hair soft. It's got a jojoba seed oil in it, pear and cranberry extract. And we're just going to use a little bit today and really work it through our palms. I'm really taking my time warming up this serum because it's a really thick serum, and the more you rub it through your palms, the more it starts to really get thinned out and more watery, and you can get it through all of your hair a lot easier. And since my hair is really thick, I don't want that product to be super thick because then it's going to stick to my hair as soon as my hands touch it. This way it glides through and I can get it through every strand of my hair. And I'm putting the little bit extra that I have after I work it through the ends through the blonde pieces because they're the most delicate. And I really want that distributed throughout my whole head. In this part I sped up. We're just going to brush through all of the hair to make sure that the product is evenly distributed and that we've got all the tangles out of it so that we can curl it. There's nothing worse than trying to curl your hair with knots in it. I've got my part set in the front where I want it to be, so I'm just going to separate it down the back and then take these little clips and just pin up each side. And I always pin up the left side and start with the right side. Please ignore the singing and dancing. By now, Abby's in the room and we're doing some silliness. I've got my Hot Tools Insta Curl set on medium, and I'm going to use this to curl my hair. This is probably my favorite appliance to use when I curl my hair because for me it's just so easy. I can do it one-handed and the other hand sectioning my hair out. I don't have to put it down if I don't want to. I've had really good luck with this appliance brand throughout the year. I've been doing hair for about 15 years now, and every hot tool appliance that I've bought has usually lasted me a good 5-6 years. And that's with, doing clients every day, bringing it back and forth to work, rolling up the cord. I think this particular appliance I've had for about 11 years now, and it's just great. I really like this one. Now, as I section off the front here, I'm going to take some bigger sections. I don't want to apply too much heat to those blonder pieces in the front because they're just going to fry really easy. And that's the part of my hair that doesn't really want to curl as well as the back does, so I just kind of fluff it up and give it some volume. I don't really want to spend too much time putting a lot of heat on those front pieces that are blonde. And you also don't want to take a section that's bigger than the curling iron. As you can see, I took a section that was a little bit too big and the curl just doesn't come out very good. I'm alternating the sections going, to the right and to the left throughout the back, but all the front pieces, I'm going to curl those away from my face. And with all the pieces that I'm curling, I'm leaving about an inch to a half inch of hair out at the end because I don't want it to get too set. I want it to kind of look like, I don't know, slept in hair, like that kind of beachy wave, undone hair. Just something kind of super simple. And once I get all the curls done on this side, I'm just going to leave them. You don't want to play with them too much or put any extra product on them while they're still hot, because then the curls are just going to fall. And on my left side, I have less hair, so this side is going to be a lot easier to do. I just kind of go through it one-handed and throw it behind my shoulder. Let me adjust there. I'm also not going to be checking the temperature on these too much, because by this time the curling iron has heated up evenly from inside to out, and I can pretty much tell when it's done. You also want to take your time and make sure that you get all the hair in between the two pieces there, because as you can see, it can get stuck a little bit if you try and go too fast. This seems to be the hardest part of my head for me to curl, because I have so much density at the crown of my head stationed behind each ear. Like, that circle of my head on my crown behind each ear is the thickest part of my entire head. Once I get all the hair at the crown of my head curled, then I can finally finish this last spot. And again, when I get to the front piece here, I'm going to take sections that are slightly bigger than the curling iron because of those blonde pieces in the front. The fact that they've been lightened so much leaves them really, really susceptible to mechanical damage from using too much heat. So I want to make sure I put a little bit of extra hair in there so that we can distribute the heat throughout that bigger piece, and those blonde pieces aren't absorbing so much heat. And that's the last thing I want to do, is mechanically damage the front parts of my hair, because it is quite possible to heat up your hair too much and have it break off. Now that I'm finished with my appliance, I'm going to turn it off and grab my Kenra Design Spray. It's a very light, movable hairspray that gives your hair a lot of volume. And since the right side's done, I'm going to spray it. The left side is still a little warm, so I'm going to give it some time to cool down. That's an insider secret to curling hair and getting it to last all day. You want to make sure you do light layers of product and make sure the hair is completely cooled before you start putting hairspray or any kind of finishing products on it. If the hair is warm and you start to move it or add products to it, it is immediately going to fall. And I'm just kind of picking it out and setting those curls where I want it to be. And that's my easy curly lived in hairstyle. It takes me about maybe 15 minutes to do, and it'll last me about 5 days with some dry shampoo and a little oil on the ends in between. I want to thank you so much for coming to watch. This was definitely not a planned tutorial. I was just kind of filming this to get used to my camera and the lighting and to just kind of figure it out. But I had, a few people ask me how to do it, so I thought I'd just add a little voiceover and show you guys how I did my hair.